Many gun buyers spend on upgrades that look great but add little value. In 2025, flashy finishes, fancy tech, and extras still catch the eye despite offering little benefit. In this countdown, we will discuss 20 guns with features that may not be worth the extra cost. Let's begin at number 20. The Colt Python has long been hailed as a premier double-action revolver, known for its smooth trigger and elegant lines. Yet in modern times, many Python buyers pay extra for branding and visual flair rather than raw utility. Chambered mainly in .357 Magnum, it typically offers a 6-round cylinder. Weighing around 40 ounces or more, it has a hefty steel frame that helps with recoil but can tire your hand if you carry it all day. What truly raises eyebrows are the special edition finishes, ranging from bright stainless polishes to elaborate engravings that significantly inflate the price. Although these cosmetic enhancements look impressive, they seldom affect real shooting performance. While iconic classic wood grips can feel slippery if your palms get sweaty, some owners swap them out for rubber, which often detracts from the visual allure that folks originally paid for. Python's double-action trigger, though famed for smoothness, doesn't automatically make it more accurate or practical than other well-made revolvers on the market. Modern alternatives like the Smith & Wesson 686 or Ruger GP100 can deliver similar results at a more modest cost. The Python's high price often stems from nostalgia and collector status. While it's undeniably well-crafted, older designs may show timing wear unless properly serviced. Colt Python's steep price for classic style makes you wonder, can a Swiss-engineered submachine pistol offer any real benefits? The B&T APC9K Pro hails from Switzerland and features Swiss engineering and a compact submachine gun style. For civilian buyers, it typically arrives in a semi-auto format, chambered in 9mm. It stands out for its clean design, low recoil blowback system, and impressive materials. However, these advantages carry a hefty price tag. Many owners pay for items like folding braces, top-tier rail segments, and specialized muzzle devices that look futuristic, but yield minimal improvement over simpler pistol-caliber carbines. B&T markets the APC9K with features like a quick-detach receiver end, ambidextrous controls, and advanced polymer housings. While user-friendly, each add-on increases costs significantly. Moreover, the subcompact style begs the question, do you need a premium sub-gun in a civilian context? Some find the APC9K Pro appealing for home defense or range fun, but the small barrel can hamper full ballistic potential. Plus, extra accessories like custom triggers, advanced sights, and brand-specific magazines drive up the bill. Shooter ergonomics are decent, but it's still a short firearm, which can result in a muzzle blast that's more intense than you'd expect from a 9mm. Although the B&T brand stands for quality, the question is whether the cost for these sophisticated extras translates into a big real-world benefit. Many cheaper options deliver similar performance for basic tasks. If paying a premium for a high-end submachine gun feels overdone, what about DIY ghost kits that promise much but deliver little? So-called ghost guns typically refer to do-it-yourself or 80% receiver kits sold without serial numbers. They promise anonymity and customization. While some see it as a way to skip background checks, these builds can also introduce reliability issues, especially if assembled by novices lacking gunsmithing skills. Many pay premium prices for kits boasting advanced materials, intricate shapes, or brand tie-ins. However, once you begin the assembly process, hidden pitfalls surface. Drilling jigs, milling tasks, and alignment checks can all go wrong. If the final geometry is off, you'll face misfires or fail-to-feed problems that overshadow any stealth benefits. Some ghost gun kits even brag about modular rails or special frames that supposedly offer improved ergonomics. In reality, they often complicate a process that demands a high level of mechanical finesse. Upgraded triggers or fancy coatings might appear in marketing photos, but they rarely deliver better performance than standard parts. Meanwhile, owners pay extra for an illusion of uniqueness. The final product can be an unreliable sidearm or rifle that sees more frustration than use. Legal risks vary by location. If you're not mindful of the laws, you could face serious consequences. This adds another layer of cost: potential legal fees. While some hobbyists take pride in finishing their receivers, many end up shelling out big money for questionable returns. If you're after a stable, proven firearm, legitimate factory options can deliver guaranteed reliability without the guesswork and added expense of ghosting your build. After ghosting your build with extras that don't add value, could an over-accessorized TTI model be even more of a hassle? Canik pistols have earned praise for offering value and solid performance out of the box. However, TTI, Tehran Tactical Innovations, custom versions push these Turkish handguns into a higher price bracket. The TTI Combat modifications often include a single-port compensator, aggressive grip stippling, extended magwells, and stylized slide cuts. While these might look sleek for competition or bragging rights, many everyday shooters never tap that specialized edge. For seniors or casual carriers, a compensator on a 9mm can reduce muzzle flip slightly, but adds length and weight, risking snag and concealment. The fancy stipple job can even irritate your skin if worn against the body all day. Extended magwells speed up reloads in competitions, yet can hamper normal carry. The TTI Combat's custom triggers are typically shorter and lighter, but you might pay hundreds more for incremental improvements that you may never notice under normal conditions. The same goes for decorative slide serrations or color-coded controls that add aesthetic flair, but do little beyond styling. If complex customizations on a Canik feel unnecessary, wait to see a carbine that's all about lightness. The Extar EP9 carbine claims a fully polymer build to achieve extreme lightness in a pistol-caliber carbine format. It draws attention to an integrated design focusing on ease of transport, but with that comes trade-offs. Owners frequently pay more for the novelty of an ultra-light platform that's overshadowed by concerns about longevity and sturdiness. Many polymer parts mean the EP9 can weigh under 5 pounds, but repeated firing, stress, heat, and recoil could accelerate wear. Some owners add optional rails, improved triggers, or fancy muzzle devices, but the fundamental question remains: does a polymer-based carbine hold up for thousands of rounds? If you're paying a premium for weight reduction, you might sacrifice resilience. The EP9's ergonomics can be hit or miss, with the integrated stock or brace sometimes lacking adjustability. The short barrel often results in a more intense muzzle blast and noise. For self-defense or casual plinking, plenty of sturdier aluminum or steel frame carbines are available at a comparable price. While the design might claim easy field stripping or modular attachments, these add-ons often pile up costs. Some shell out extra for co-witness sight setups or ambidextrous controls that a standard AR-based PCC can achieve more reliably. The polymer concept is innovative, but paying top dollar for an experimental approach can leave you with a carbine that is finicky over time. Now, what if a longer Glock still can't cut down on recoil? Let's find out next. The Glock 17L is essentially a long slide version of the classic Glock 17. It features an extended 6-inch barrel and slide, offering a longer sight radius and possibly slightly higher muzzle velocity. On paper, this might look like a dream for competition or range use. Yet for average shooters, the extra length rarely translates into dramatic performance gains. Where do owners overspend? Many fixate on custom slide cuts, gold-toned barrels, or elaborate stippling. They want to turn the 17-liter into a showpiece, but that can double or triple the pistol's cost. Some extended magwells or tungsten guide rods add more weight, but do little to help in casual shooting. Even in competition, other models like the Glock 34 or a heavily modded 17 can match or exceed the 17L's performance with less awkward length. Carrying the 17-liter is impractical. It's too large for most holsters intended for concealment, and the muzzle could easily poke out of your jacket. For seniors or everyday users who simply want a reliable 9mm, the standard Glock 17 or the compact Glock 19 might be more than enough. The over 6-inch top end can become a nuisance at the range too, especially if you're moving around in dynamic drills. An extended Glock may look cool, but does its futuristic touch add any real value? Billed as a specialized competition pistol, the Alien Creator Evolution L features unique engineering choices like a fixed barrel and a reciprocating top rail that promises near-zero muzzle flip. The brand markets it as futuristic technology to revolutionize shooting. While these elements are interesting, they also come with a staggering price point, thousands of dollars more than standard match pistols. You might see kits loaded with compensators, advanced red dot attachments, and elaborate aluminum or carbon fiber frames. But does it truly outshine well-established competition models from mainstream brands? Some owners note that while recoil feels different, the overall reliability can hinge on the specific ammo or how carefully the pistol is maintained. The complicated design requires scrupulous cleaning. Many pay extra for limited edition finishes or race-ready controls. These claim to improve speed, but fraction of a second improvements only matter to top-tier competitors, not casual users. The marketing also touts a near-zero bore axis, yet you may still experience recoil force. The difference is subtle, not miraculous. If you're purely chasing the novelty of a space-age look and mechanical wizardry, the Alien might scratch that itch. However, the real-world advantage might be minimal if you're not intensively competing at the highest levels. The cost of proprietary parts and specialized magazines can further inflate expenses. For the typical senior or everyday shooter, a normal proven competition pistol can achieve nearly the same results without the steep extra costs. Keep watching until the end to know one of the most useless gun features of all time. While not a firearm itself, the concept of ammo vending machines featuring facial recognition, ID checks, and cutting-edge encryption is a gimmick that has popped up at trade shows. These machines are marketed to range owners or gun shops as a futuristic way to automate ammo sales. The user steps up, scans their ID or biometric data, and out comes a box of cartridges. The question: do customers need to pay for the overhead of advanced vending tech that might break down or produce errors? The machine's cost is high. Shops often recoup by charging a premium on each ammo box, passing that expense to buyers. For seniors or casual shooters, the idea of scanning your face to buy .38 special raises privacy and reliability concerns. Mechanical complexities can jam or misread, and a glitch could deny a lawful buyer or dispense incorrect ammo. While it might reduce the need for extra staff, the upfront purchase and maintenance fees overshadow any potential convenience. Skeptics argue that a locked display cabinet with basic background checks is a cheaper and equally effective solution. For smaller shops, investing in a high-tech kiosk simply doesn't make financial sense. After paying for high-tech vending gimmicks, could a modular platform like the P320 justify its extra cost? Sig Sauer's P320 soared in popularity for its modular chassis system, letting owners swap frames, slides, and barrels with relative ease. Critics, however, question whether this interchangeability is worth the added complexity and cost. The basic version is fine for many shooters, but folks shell out hundreds more for fancy grip modules, custom triggers, or extended slides. On top of that, the P320 faced numerous lawsuits alleging unintentional discharges if dropped or bumped in certain ways. Sig updated the design with a so-called voluntary upgrade, but the PR damage lingered. Meanwhile, some owners still pay for performance parts that may not remedy fundamental safety or reliability issues. While the trigger can be decent, advanced replacements claim smoother brakes or lighter pulls that casual shooters might not even notice in normal use. Interchangeable slides let you switch from subcompact to full size, but each kit costs money. You might just end up with multiple partial pistols rather than one well-rounded firearm. Seniors who want simplicity might find the modular approach unnecessarily complicated. If a single carry piece is all that's needed, the P320's glitzy marketing of endless configurations may feel excessive. The platform works reliably for many, but the hype surrounding premium versions and elaborate accessories can result in paying more for minor gains. With endless options on the P320, sometimes simplicity wins. Now we have the weird child-sized GOAT 15. The GOAT 15, sometimes called the Mountain Billy Gun Lab AR, markets itself as a child-sized AR-15 style .22 LR or .223 platform. A smaller frame and shorter buttstock claim to help younger shooters learn. But critics say it pushes firearms to minors, and the real-world advantage is questionable. Parents might buy it for a child's introduction to shooting, paying for a specialized build that kids might outgrow quickly. While some appreciate teaching gun safety early, others call it a novelty product that normalizes advanced rifles for children. The polymer or aluminum frame is typically lightweight, but that might also hamper stability, especially if .223 is used. Maintaining a smaller gas system can become a headache if consistent cycling is not guaranteed. Custom parts from mini muzzle brakes to color accents raise the price. The modularity promises upgrade paths, but you might be locked into proprietary dimensions that standard AR parts don't fit. It's also questionable whether a short stature approach remains useful once a child gets taller. GOAT 15's novelty makes you smile. Now let's look at a pink AK pistol that trades practicality for flashy branding. Outlaw Ordnance is known for flamboyant custom finishes, and their Barbie AK-style pistol is no exception. Clad in bright pink, it's marketed with a playful or edgy spin, but some argue it trivializes firearms by aligning them with children's themes. People pay a premium for the aesthetic, overshadowing whether the AK platform in pistol form is even practical. Short AK pistols can be unwieldy, with muzzle blasts and fierce recoil. The pink Cerakote job doesn't solve that. Instead, it lures buyers who want an ironic statement piece or something to flaunt at the range. The cost often doubles a standard AK pistol price, simply for the custom paint and perhaps some laser-engraved logos. Under the hood, the action remains a regular AK system chopped down, meaning reliability can vary with certain ammo types. Adding braces or extended muzzle devices to tame muzzle flash further inflates the final price. None of these Barbie features help with everyday tasks like concealed carry or home defense. Realistically, you're left with a loud, large pistol that's tough to control and borderline comedic in its color scheme. Kel-Tec's folding rifle concept typically refers to models like the Sub-2000, a pistol-caliber carbine that folds in half. While the fold helps with storage, many pay extra for specialized versions or fancy accessories that do not necessarily improve real shooting performance. The Sub-2000 already serves as a decent budget-friendly carbine, but the moment you upgrade to a custom forend, trigger, or fancy metal parts, you might lose the main advantage: its affordable simplicity. Yes, the folded design reduces length, making it easier to stash in a bag. However, some owners note that repeated folding can introduce wear points or alignment issues. Seniors might appreciate minimal weight, but the polymer build can feel fragile under repeated stress. If you try to deck it out with red dots, aftermarket stocks, or extended mags, the convenience factor often diminishes. The rifle might not fold properly with certain attachments. Re-engaging the folded Sub-2000 into the firing position requires some dexterity, which may not be ideal for those with arthritis or decreased hand strength. The locked breech can also result in a stiff charging handle. While the low-cost approach appeals to many, overspending on flashy upgrades might not improve reliability or accuracy. If a folding design seems fun but flimsy, could a compact gun firing high-velocity rounds really be worth the extra cost? PSA's X5.7 attempts to harness the high-speed 5.7 by 28mm round in a compact pistol. The concept taps into the FN57's niche, offering flatter trajectories and higher muzzle velocity. But do you need that in everyday carry or casual plinking? Many owners pay extra for the novelty factor, with few real benefits if you're not facing body armor threats. The X5.7 typically uses polymer frames to reduce weight, and it can hold more rounds than standard pistols. That's appealing, but 5.7mm ammo is pricier and less common. Seniors on a budget might find themselves shelling out far more per range session, all for what amounts to a smaller projectile going faster. Recoil can be mild, but muzzle blast and unique ballistic properties complicate training. People also spend for fancy finishes or match barrels, hoping to maximize velocity. However, if the purpose is personal defense, there's debate whether 5.7 truly outperforms common 9mm loads in real scenarios. Some states also restrict the exotic ammo. The X5.7 may add rails, improve triggers, or slide cuts that cost more, but do not fix the core question. Do you gain meaningful advantages over a standard 9mm? For many, the X5.7's draw is that cool factor. If you enjoy experimentation and can afford the specialized ammo, fine. Yet you might pay big bucks for a gun ammo combo that is neither cheaper nor significantly more effective. If practicality and cost efficiency matter, you might skip the 5.7 hype. Touted as a futuristic leap in firearm safety, the Biofire smart gun integrates biometric sensors, like fingerprint or facial recognition, aimed to ensure only authorized users can fire it. While the idea of a safer gun is attractive, many see these features as gimmicks that drive up prices, but may fail under real-world stress. The cost arises from advanced electronics, battery packs, and proprietary software. This can mean hundreds or thousands more than an equivalent conventional pistol. Seniors might find the concept appealing, no more worries about someone else using your gun. But what if the sensor doesn't read your print after a sweaty workout, or if a power glitch occurs? Over time, electronics degrade. Replacing parts or updating firmware may prove cumbersome. Malfunctions that lock you out during an emergency are a major risk. The sensors also make the grip thicker, less comfortable, or more complicated to handle. In some models, the muzzle might be slightly bigger to house hardware, adding weight where it's not needed. Critics argue you're paying for a conceptual solution that's not bulletproof. The safer label might lull you into complacency while ignoring standard best practices like proper storage or training. If you want quick access in a self-defense scenario, relying on a fingerprint scanner that can misread under poor lighting or dirty hands is risky. The Biofire Smart Gun thus stands as a prime example of technology overshadowing the consistent reliability many seniors need. Before you click away, the final gun redefines luxury, most weirdly yet. Keep watching. The 1911 is a century-old design that holds iconic status. Despite countless new models overshadowing its capacity and weight, enthusiasts still pay top dollar for ornate custom versions. Think gold inlays, skeletonized triggers, exotic grips, or high-polish finishes. These additions rarely affect how well the pistol shoots under normal use. At a base level, a standard 1911 in .4, 5 ACP or 9mm offers a single-stack magazine, a crisp single-action trigger, and steel or alloy frames weighing around 39 ounces. Yet custom shops go wild with match-grade barrels or high-sheen coatings that might cost thousands of extra dollars. While a match barrel can help accuracy, the question is whether the average shooter will notice such gains. Then there are purely aesthetic tweaks. Fancy engravings or mother-of-pearl grips look gorgeous in a display case, but add no real advantage to the range. Some modifications, like super aggressive front strap checkering or extended beaver tails, might help competition shooters, but can be overkill for casual carriers. Seniors wanting a simpler .45 might be better served by an off-the-shelf model that's already proven. Rather than paying big money for showy extras. Now consider the Walther PPK, an icon where you pay more for Bond allure than real function. The Walther PPK gained worldwide fame as James Bond's sidearm, forever tying it to style and intrigue. Still chambered mostly in .380 ACP or .32 ACP in older variants, it features a steel frame, a low-profile design, and a typical 6+1 or 7+1 capacity with an extended mag. While it once reigned supreme among compact pistols, the modern market offers many more capable choices for less cost and more rounds. Seniors often find the PPK heavier than its polymer counterparts. That heft can help control recoil, but you're also dealing with a small grip that can pinch or cause slide bite if not handled properly. The double-action first trigger pull is stiff, then single-action follow-ups lighten. Some might find that nice for safer holstering, while others see it as an outdated approach. Bond's association adds to the appeal, but buyers primarily pay a premium for the brand name and nostalgic flair. Many willingly spend extra on special finishes, like polished stainless or custom engravings, that offer no performance advantage. However, the iron sights are small, making quick target acquisition more challenging. Advanced self-defense features, such as accessory rails or higher capacity magazines, are also missing. If the PPK's flashy legacy leaves you wanting more modern ease, imagine a 30-round .22 pistol that struggles with basic feeding. Kel-Tec's PMR-30 boasts a 30-round magazine in .22 WMR, an impressive capacity for a polymer pistol. On paper, that figure stands out. However, owners often learn that loading all 30 can lead to feeding jams unless you meticulously follow the recommended loading steps. This quirk means the flashy capacity doesn't always translate to dependable performance. Weighing around 14 ounces unloaded, the PMR-30 feels almost toy-like. Recoil is mild, but muzzle flash can be bright if you use hot .2, 2 Magnum rounds. The single-action trigger is crisp, but reliability can depend heavily on consistent ammo. Many owners pay more for fancy color variants, fiber optic sights, or extended controls, but these do little if the gun remains finicky with certain loads. Additionally, the polymer construction can bring durability doubts, especially around the slide and feed ramp. If the user invests in a custom barrel or metal guide rods, the cost climbs. Seniors might find the lightweight design tempting, but the pistol's length and height can still make it awkward to carry. It also lacks the ballistic power of typical defensive calibers. The Taurus Judge stands out for firing both .45 Colt cartridges and .410 shotgun shells, giving it a reputation as a multi-purpose revolver. Marketing pushes the mini shotgun angle, but the reality is trickier. Short barrels hamper a .101 shell's effectiveness, often scattering the shot or losing velocity. Meanwhile, the .45 Colt remains serviceable, but not groundbreaking. Despite these shortcomings, many folks spend more on upgraded finishes or specialized cylinder engravings that hype up the shotgun gimmick. At around 29 ounces, polymer or more steel, the Judge is not exactly light. You get 5 rounds in the cylinder, fewer than typical .38 special or 9mm revolvers. Trigger action is double or single action, which is standard enough, but the real draw is the novelty of .410 shells in a hand-sized package. Some models add fiber optic sights or fancy grips, claiming to enhance control. But muzzle flip can be snappy, especially with certain .110 loads. Concealment is awkward because the cylinder needs extra length to fit those shells. Seniors might not appreciate the extra recoil or the questionably wide muzzle. While a small group uses the Judge for snake defense or novelty at the range, paying extra for flashy color or so-called Raging Judge expansions rarely helps real performance. If you want a revolver purely for self-defense, simpler .38 or .357 options might work better. The Judge's hype often overshadows its practical flaws, leaving many paying top dollar for a feature that rarely matches marketing claims. Smith & Wesson's Model 500 stands tall as a 500S and W Magnum revolver, known for raw stopping power. Weighing over 4 pounds in the longer-barreled variants, it's truly massive. Though it excels at certain big-game hunting tasks, everyday shooters who add custom porting, engraving, or elaborate muzzle brakes might be chasing vanity more than function. Yes, the 500 Magnum can drop large animals or handle extreme backwoods scenarios, but for seniors or casual owners, that firepower is unwieldy. The recoil is still punishing, even with a compensator. Many pay extra for special finishes, like matte stainless or high polish, that do little to mitigate muzzle rise or the bone-shaking jolt. The standard capacity is only 5 rounds, so you're not gaining anything in round count. Furthermore, the longer barrels can reach 8.38 inches, making the overall revolver a chore to lug around. Some owners amuse themselves by outfitting it with red dot sights or fancy grips that do not truly tame the recoil surge. For a typical self-defense or range scenario, you probably do not need such brute force. The cost of high-end .500 Magnum ammo also adds up. Finally, now it's time to discuss the most useless gun feature that exists. Its overdone features will surprise you. Finally, we reach the Desert Eagle, a handgun so large and powerful that it borders on the absurd for everyday use. Chambered in .50 Action Express or .44 Magnum, it can weigh up to 4.5 pounds loaded, heavier than many rifles. Shooters fork out extra cash for gold-plated slides, tiger stripe coatings, or mirror polish finishes, turning the Desert Eagle into a Hollywood showpiece. Sure, it offers a gas-operated system rarely seen in pistols, which aids in controlling recoil, but only to a point. The enormous muzzle blast and stiff recoil remain challenging for many. Some owners complain about constant cleaning since the gas system can clog if neglected. Others pay for extended barrels or custom grips that barely make it more comfortable. The standard capacity is typically 7+1 with .50 AE, which is unimpressive compared to smaller, more manageable sidearms. Concealment is nearly impossible unless you're wearing a heavy coat. The single-action trigger is decent, yet that rarely compensates for the unwieldy overall dimensions. For seniors who want a user-friendly pistol, this is far from ideal. We've revealed 20 guns where flair often overshadows function. From excessive finishes to questionable technology, these extras can drain your budget without real benefits. Which model surprised you most? Share your thoughts below and stay tuned for more honest takes on firearms. Thanks for watching and keep shooting smart.